Welcome back to Coffee to Cigars. So I promised you guys last time we would do cigars, and here we are. I'm out on my back porch. For those of you, again, that watch my Insta stories, you see that I do my coffee every morning, I do my cigars at night. So we have a few things we're going to talk about as far as recovery is concerned today. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually crack open a cigar. I know for a lot of people this is probably not the first thing they would want to do. It was never the first thing I wanted to do, but my dad was always really big into cigars. He was a construction worker. He always used to use the excuse to my mom that the cigars are what kept the bugs away when he was out on the construction site. So cigar smoke, anytime I smell it, it reminds me of my dad. So a few years back, he taught me how to smoke cigars, and I've been doing it ever since. And the funny part about that is, well, maybe not funny part, but he recently had a bout with skin cancer, and after going through chemo and all that kind of stuff, you know, his doctors obviously told him that he should not be smoking anymore. So the funny part about it is that I now smoke cigars and he doesn't. But that's the background on cigars. So I like to smoke cigars because they relax me. So the whole point of the cigar aspect to this coffee to cigars is this is what I do at night. A lot of times I'm in contest prep more than any other time because it just helps me to chill out, relax, and go to sleep. I am just like when talking about the coffees and things like that, I am no expert at cigars at all. No stretch of the imagination, I'm not an expert. I just like them. So they hit me like, make me go to sleep. So it is what it is. So it's my choice of actually relaxation. Some people like to do other things, you know, whatever. This is my thing. So I thought I would open up a cigar for you guys today, and I would actually show you how to smoke a cigar. That's the first thing. So I think it can probably be a little bit intimidating when you're first doing it if you've never done it before and not knowing how to do it. So I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you one of the cigars that I have. So I have this little humidor. So this is something too, if you're going to get cigars, you get a humidor to keep your cigars in, or else they're not just going to burn. And I am going to do a Montecristo today. So that's this one. Again, I'll pop a picture up on the screen so you guys can see it. Let me tell you a little bit about this particular cigar. The Montecristo. Montecristo is a household name in the cigar world. Smokers worldwide know they can count on Montecristo for a well-made Dominican-bred cigar when their tastes trend towards high-quality, mild-bodied strength. A light Connecticut-grown wrapper leaf holds a well-aged blend of Dominican fillers together and adds a creamy finish to the sweet, grassy taste of the filler. Smooth and easy smoking Montecristo is an easy choice for many a cigar connoisseur. The strength is mild, so that's one of the reasons why I pulled this out. This is actually one of the ones that I do actually smoke quite a bit. So the strength is mild. The country is Dominican Republic. The wrapper is from Connecticut shade. Types Churchill, Cigarello, Corona, Lonsdale, Robust, and Torpedo. So there's several different types. This is the Montecristo number 50, I believe is what it said. So again, I don't know a whole lot about the differences in cigars and things like that. I just know when I like one and when I don't. This is one of them that I do actually really like. I do tend to get variety packs. So if you see this is actually, we purchased actual variety packs of cigars. So then that way you can try different ones. You can get them online, that's what we do. So anyway, let's open this thing up. So you're gonna see when you open up your cigar that you've got your rounded end and you've got your cut end. This is the end that you're gonna light. This is the end you gotta cut, okay? So I have my cigar cutter right here. These come in different varieties as well. This one has a V cut in it, so it's gonna actually cut. You stick the end in there. You're just gonna cut the V out of there. So that's where you're gonna actually smoke it out of, okay? Then you get your lighter and you light it and you inhale while you do it, okay? Now, everybody might do this a little bit differently. My dad taught me that you just spin the cigar slightly as you are lighting it and you're sucking in to get the actual leaves lit. you go, we're lit. I hit the other end a little bit more. Now clearly, I do this outside for a reason. I do like cigar smoke, but I don't want it in my house. So I do it on the back porch like this. So we have the fire going, all of that. And you can just sit around and just smoke your cigar, relax at night, however it may be. I don't typically smoke a cigar all in one sitting. This one will take me probably 2 to 3 nights to smoke. In the meantime, I stick it back into the humidor and then pull it back out for the next night. And just light it again and go at it again. I know some people will smoke the whole thing at once. I just, I'll sit outside for maybe an hour at most and smoke, and it takes me a lot longer than that to actually smoke a full cigar. So you suck in, hold it in your mouth so you can taste the flavors, and then you breathe it out. You don't want to swallow it, you don't want to like inhale it and all that kind of stuff too, because it'll make you sick. So just be aware of that. This is a very mild cigar, like I said, so it's not like it's going to hit you super hard or anything like that. And it's just really smooth. This is a very easy cigar to smoke, especially if you're brand new at some of this stuff. This is one of those ones that you can just pick up to actually try to start out. I can't do any fancy smoke tricks or anything like that. I've never tried. Probably should learn how to do some of those, huh? Whatever. And that's it. Now sometimes the cigar will go out. If it does, you just relight it, all those kinds of things. But it's just really something you can just sit back and relax and chill and like I said, go to sleep. So as I'm smoking the cigar, let's go into a couple of recovery questions that we can answer for today, okay? First question is, what does good recovery look like? So the easiest way to describe what good recovery looks like is to know when you're not recovered, right? So when we're talking about recovering from a training session, from a workout, that kind of thing, you are not recovered if you are still sore. So a lot of this has to do with how you actually structure your programming, and what your goal is in the gym too. If your body part is still very sore, you should not go train it again. So that's why a lot of times when you see a structure for a training program, you've got legs on one day and you've got like 3 or 4 days in between before you hit legs again. There's a reason for that. Legs are a big muscle group. If you go in and you train hard, they're gonna be sore for a couple of days. Sometimes there's more sore on the second day than they are the first day after the workout. So always realize that just because if you've got on the schedule that you're supposed to train legs on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that, and you go to wake up on Wednesday and your legs are still sore, that might not be the best idea. You might want to either take a rest day, or you might want to switch it up and do maybe upper body or something like that instead, because there's no sense in going and hitting that and tearing it apart again. What people don't realize is that your muscle growth takes place when you're outside recovering from the gym. So if you're not recovered and you're just tearing that muscle back down again, you are not actually doing anything to grow that muscle at all. So soreness is definitely something that is an indicator that you're not recovered. If that muscle group is feeling good, strong, that kind of thing, then you are recovered. You can go back and you can train that particular muscle group again. Something else that will indicate if you are not recovering well is your actual lifts in the gym, right? So like if your strength is going down, if you feel lethargic, if you feel like you're just tired and you don't have any energy, you're not recovering well, right? Now this might not be related to your workout. This might be related to how you're sleeping. It might be related to how your nutrition is. There's a lot of different factors that come into play as to why you are not recovering. Again, get a cigar, put your ass to bed, that kind of thing. That will help you recover. Sleep is so important, okay? If you are sleeping less than 6 hours a night, you need to work on something that's going to get you up and over that hump. Now, some people tend to say that men don't need as much sleep as women. That's up for debate. I think that's person dependent. But I do think that women need a lot of recovery. We need to get at least 7 hours of sleep, if not 8. Now, there is such a thing as sleeping too much as well. I have some clients that I work with that they end up sleeping like 9-10 hours a day. That's way too much. You know, if you're doing that, there's something else going on as well. Maybe it's a thyroid issue or something like that. If you are sleeping half of your day, there's something else going on. Maybe you got some stress going on or something like that, but you got to be careful if you are sleeping too much as well. That means your body needs it, and there's something else going on inside of you that's saying you need to be in bed half the day, right? So there's things to be aware of with that. Some other things that can affect your recovery, like we just said, your nutrition, right? If you're not eating nutrient-dense whole foods, you're not going to recover well, right? I'm a big believer in macros. If you work with me as a client, you know I give you macros, right? There is a big difference between having nutrient-dense whole foods and having crap processed foods, right? If you're eating chicken and rice and vegetables and fruit and all those kinds of really nutrient-dense foods, you are going to recover better. You're going to feel better. Those are really rich in nutrients. If you're eating Pop-Tarts and deli meat and really highly processed foods that you're getting from the store or from a restaurant or something like that with a ton of sodium and things like that inside of fillers, all of that, you are not going to recover as well. You're just not. Your body's going to be inflamed. Your body doesn't like those chemicals, right? It doesn't like those things. It has to work harder to process them. It doesn't like them, doesn't know what to do with them. They're foreign, okay? Your body wants the good, nutritious, dense foods. Just because you're hitting your macros with say, your Pop-Tarts and ice cream and cookies and cake, you're hitting your macros, it's not the same thing as if you have a bowl full of rice, right? They're two different things. So yes, your macros are important, but what is inside of those macros, your micronutrients, which is a whole other topic we won't go into right now, is what will lead to better recovery, which is also micronutrient sodium. You may not be taking in enough sodium to recover. This is something that a lot of people get wrong. They think that salt is bad. Salt is not bad. Salt will help your body recover. So make sure your sodium balance is on point. That will absolutely affect your recovery, especially if you're training hard. If you're sweating a lot and you're training hard, you are absolutely going to need more electrolytes, more sodium in your body to recover. Going on to the sodium aspect, Epsom salt baths. Epsom salt is huge for recovery. I go and I take Epsom salt baths at least once a week, if not twice, 3 times, something like that. If I'm feeling like I need extra recovery, I take another Epsom salt bath. I've taken like 3 this week. I'm 2 weeks out from a show, less than 2 weeks out from a show. I'm taking more because it's harder for me to recover right now, right? Something else you can do to help your recovery, stretching, okay? Stretching prior to and after your workout, huge. If you're sore, your muscles are bound up, they're tight, you need to go and stretch. So little things that you can tell that you are not recovering well are probably functions of these things that you're doing or not doing, right? So pay attention to how your body feels. You know, if you're feeling lethargic, if you don't have the strength that you had before, those are the key indicators that you're not recovering well. If you're getting stronger, if you feel good, all those kinds of things, then you're getting great recovery. If you're seeing gains in the mirror, if you're seeing muscle gains happening, you're recovering well, okay? Okay, our next question. Are saunas and ice baths good for our recovery? Well, if you watch Behind the Bikini with Jordan and I, then you know that she takes ice. She takes the cold plunges all the time. I freaking hate the cold. I really do. Really hate the cold. But yes, they're good for you. Saunas are good for you, and ice baths are good for you too. Now, I am a believer that saunas, as in like infrared saunas, are much better for you than just like your typical like gym sauna. But at the same time, there's benefits in both. Okay, I would much rather go into a heated area, like a sauna or a hot tub or something like that. I would much rather do the heat recovery than the ice or the cold recovery. But they both have benefits. My husband does the cold showers every morning. You know, it's a big trend right now, but he's been doing it for years. It's supposed to be good for blood flow. It's supposed to be good for your inflammation. It's supposed to be good for your heart. All of those things. So there are numerous benefits to doing the ice, and there are numerous benefits to doing the heat as well. When you're in the hot sauna, you're flushing out toxins, all of that. Just make sure that you replenish what you flushed out. Just talked about that with the electrolytes. Just make sure that you're replenishing what you put in. So yes, they are good for recovery. Now, I do think you can overdo it. I don't think you want to be doing this stuff like 2-3 times a day, and you got to work your way up as well. So, for example, if you're going to start doing these cold plunges, the ice baths, things like that, I would do them after your workout, and I would do them maybe once every couple of days, just see how your body tolerates it. And as you get better with it, you can incorporate it more or less, or however you feel is going to benefit you the best. But again, paying attention to what we talked about initially, which is your recovery. If you're recovering well, and if it's helping your recovery and you feel better after you do it, keep doing it. Keep increasing it if you want to, that kind of thing, but pull back if it's not, okay? These are all person dependent. Again, I don't have particularly an issue with the ice stuff. I just don't want to do it personally. I would much rather go sweat my ass off than sit somewhere and be freezing. I'm that kind of person that, like, if I get cold, I can't get hot again. Once I'm cold, I'm done. I would much rather be hot. I would much rather be sweating. I don't care. Let me sweat. I'll be fine. So yes, they can help and they can aid in your recovery. Absolutely. Just find the ones that are going to be most beneficial to you, what you enjoy too. Because here's the thing. What's most important with these things is that you stick with them. Okay. So if you're only doing them once every, 3 weeks or something like that, it's not really going to be beneficial for you. Maybe that one time will give you a little bit of boost of recovery, but you really got to keep a habit on this. Just like anything else, you want to be consistent with it. So find something that you can consistently do and that you enjoy doing and that you feel good after doing, and then continue with that. Okay, next question is, what is a deload? So this is going to look different for every person too, okay? So a deload basically means that you're going to take some time off from training, okay? For some people that means you're going to completely leave the gym. You're not going to go into the gym for like a week or two or whatever it might be. For some people it just means kind of pulling back on the training a little bit. Maybe going in once a week, going in twice a week, not pushing yourself to failure, not doing progressive overloads, whatever it may be. It's going to look different for each person. People often ask, how often should I do this? There's not a one-size-fits-all answer to this. It's going to be person dependent. Some people never take time off. I'm guilty of that. It's hard for me to take time off when it comes to training. I just love doing it. It's my stress release. I love actually going to the gym. That's what I love to do. So it's very hard for me to take time off. But sometimes you need to. Sometimes you absolutely need to. So one little trick and tip that I do with like my clients that I work with, if they're doing a contest prep, they are putting themselves through a lot of physical turmoil every single day while they're in contest prep. So what I tell them to do when they get out of that show, that week following the show, go train whatever you want. Push yourself hard or don't push yourself at all. Go to a class, go dance, do whatever you want to do. Just have fun in the gym. Don't think about, okay, I need to grow my glutes today, or I need to bring my waistline in today. Don't think about those things. Just go and do what you enjoy. Go have some fun in the gym. For some people, that means they're going to go right in, they're going to go train, they're going to lift heavy. That's what they're going to do. For other people, they're just going to go do some yoga, they're going to go do some stretching, they're going to go do some meditation, whatever it may be. That is a physical and a mental deload right there. That alone. So all of a sudden, you've got this pressure off of you, and you're no longer doing something because you have to for a goal. You're doing it because you enjoy it. That's our neighbors, by the way. This is actually my backyard. We have dogs down the street that bark all day long. So, enjoy. That said, so deloads can look different for every person. I'm that person that I love going and lifting. I don't really enjoy doing cardio. I don't really enjoy doing those things. I enjoy pushing weight around. Not necessarily heavy either. I'm not a heavy lifter. I like to lift and be very mindful of my lifts and be very concentrated on my lifts. So for me, it's just a matter of just relaxing and enjoying that particular lift. I really love to lift upper body, but for my particular division and what I do, my upper body's too big. So when I'm doing a deload, typically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to train my upper body because that's what I want to do. Now I am also mindful and I don't go heavy and I don't push it too hard. I don't want to train. I don't want to overload myself. I don't want to injure myself. I don't want to do any of those kinds of things. But for me, a deload is mentally a deload. And also on my body, because I don't train my upper body all that much, it's actually helping my lower body recover a little bit because I'm giving it a break. So the deload's going to look a little different for everybody. And again, it doesn't have to be any specific time frame that you do this. It doesn't have to be that you do it so many times every 3 months you have to do one. No. Not that you have to take a full week off. You don't have to take a full week off ever if you don't want to. It's a matter of listening to your body and understanding what your body needs at that time too. So deloads are definitely very helpful, but the way in which you do them can absolutely vary just based on what you need and based on what you personally, mentally, physically need for your body to recover again. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the Montecristo. If you want to go out and try cigars, this is a good one to start with. I mean, it's a very simple one. It's a very mild one. You're not going to feel overwhelmed by it. And it's just smooth. It's very easy to smoke. So give it a shot. See if it relaxes you. Try it for some of your recovery. Let me know what you think. And, oh, I forgot to say this at the beginning too. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. I forgot to do that. So comment below. If you have any specific suggestions on cigars that you smoke and you like, or that you would like to see me do, let me know. Comment it. So, yeah, let me know if you like the cigars better, or if you like the coffee better with the tasting and testing too, because that's something I want to know as well, because we'll bring more of that content to you based on what you like. So, give it a shot. Go give yourself some time to relax, sit down by the fire, and enjoy your recovery.